Okay. Alright, hello everyone. It is I, Wicked Dreamer. Um, we're just chilling today. We're just reacting to some stuff. Just chatting. It's been a minute. It's been a while. But we're here. And we're live. And I think I'm just gonna react to some videos today because I think that's a good thing to do. Just as we come back to returning and everything. I hope you guys' weekend's going good and things safe out there. Good stuff. Um, Work's been going good for me, and go do some things and whatnot, what have you. Um, and I'm just reacting to my friend. Let me see. Let me see. I have a lot of things going on behind the background right now. Who's this? Okay. Um, I just need to for sure. That's what we're gonna do. Um, and we're gonna do some reacts. And you know, depending on what. Okay, we're gonna do this. All right. We're gonna do this one. Okay. Well, you know, be sure here.
Way larger than this Ampone console. Headphone jack, ooh. Side's got your volume, this side has power, and then 2 SD card slots. They also include an SD card pre-installed. I'm sure it's loaded with very legit games. We got a Kioxia 64 gig. I heard from you guys in the comments. We might have one. It's like the old PS1 green translucent color. I'm so glad we kept this around. This is what I'm talking about. This kind of like emerald green color. It's not quite the same shade, but it's definitely what they were going for here. All right, let's go ahead and turn the console on, see what happens. Magic X and Ampone. Looks like it's loading up. Now, this is supposed to have Android. What I'm really curious about is how capable the performance of this thing is gonna be. Oh my, there's the screen. Dawn launcher. And there we go. It took us right to Nintendo DS. They knew exactly what we wanted to play on this. Can I just like swipe up to go home? No? Oh, I can swipe down. What version of Android is this? I was gonna swap to gesture navigation so I can like go home, but it's not supported by Home App Dawn. So the Home app is this thing, I assume. This button up here, by the way, I barely even saw it before. It says G and it's got a home logo and a back button on it. I think you hold it to go home, press it to go back, maybe something like that. Oh, we only have NDS and arcade games. You know, fair enough. I think those are the emulators that are going to perform best on this console. And here we can see our emulators we have installed. Looks like a variety of different consoles. So, okay. This is starting to look more like normal Android. They have Balatro installed. Are you, excuse me? My boy. Now, one emulator I don't see on here is anything for 3DS. That's probably a bad sign that they did not include that. Probably means that this console's not powerful enough to play those games, but we'll see if we can get an emulator on here later in the video. I think for now, I'm just gonna load up RetroArch and just see if there are like other games on here besides Nintendo DS and arcade games. It's not looking like it. I'm taking a look at so many titles. Where's Super Mario? Where's Mario? I don't have Castlevania. Rude. Wait, maybe they do? Maybe they do? Hold up. Spoke too soon, there it is! I've never actually tried DS emulation on an Android console. That is so weird. They have this like bar in the middle. But yeah, I mean, it looks and feels like how you'd expect. Touchscreen works for the bottom screen, that's awesome. And it's nice I didn't have to set anything up. It just started working how a DS game, would, how you'd expect. I also think the button layout here is perfect for playing DS. How about the analog stick? Does that work? Yes, it does. Either way, though, let's go ahead and hop over to the arcade games. How many titles do we have here? Oh, a great many. Looks like 480. Now, there's one in particular that I really want to try on this, and that is Pac-Man. Pac-Bang, Pac-Mania, Pac-and-Pal, Pac-Plus. Pac-Man Plus it is. I don't see normal Pac-Man. We got the vertical screen. It's perfect for certain arcade titles. This little thing down here is a little annoying, but yeah, it's working. Yeah. You even have the analog stick. This is amazing. Oh, geez. Oh, God. Never mind. It does not feel good. Oh, I'm getting accidental inputs. I forgot. Because of nerdy arcade stuff, the stick on Pac-Man is not supposed to be, like, able to go in diagonals, so it feels really bad if you have that situation. It's a whole thing. No! Regardless, you can see this is a great way to play Pac-Man. It fills up a lot of the vertical screen here. You didn't know the original arcade cabinets for Pac-Man, they were very vertical. And as you can see just from some of the titles I'm looking at here, there are many arcade games that are designed for a vertical orientation. What did that say? I just pulled up a game I'm vaguely familiar with. As you can see, this is another one that's clearly designed for a vertical screen. Stop use of this game in Japan. Why? Let me know in the comments what this means.
3 days later.
Okay guys, we are back. I have so many more games on here now. I also discovered some weird things about this console. Let me show you something. So we went over this already. It's on Android, right? As you can tell by this power menu. And in this case, we have 2 SD cards. I have this second one here that I have some games loaded onto. And then it obviously shipped with this one here. But what I discovered is that this SD card has the entire operating system of Android on it. That's right, this thing has no integrated storage inside the console itself. And if you try to like boot it up by holding the power button, nothing happens. No blue light, no nothing on the screen. Maybe that's normal for some of these Android emulation handhelds, but on a phone anyway, I have never heard of that happening before. It also only seems to want to boot if it has one SD card inserted at a time, so yep, there we go. Now that it's booting up, I think I can just slot the second one in there. Yeah, guys, everything about this console is strange. I don't understand it. I'm also not really familiar with this launcher they have, so I didn't get any of the games to show up here in the main menu. But if I go to apps and launch the emulators directly, in this case we have Drastic for DS, I can choose specific ROMs to run. In this case, I already have Super Mario 64 loaded up. Oh, it even resumes state. Nice. I don't know why the screens are inverted like this, but whatever. As you can see, it's Mario 64 for the DS. It's working great. And look, even the analog stick works. It's still just like a D-pad input, but whatever. I think there's like a mod to get actual analog stick stuff to work. I didn't want to figure that out. Taking a look at some of the other emulators we have here. I haven't launched up RetroArch yet, but let's go ahead and give that a shot. Okay, cool. That's working. Now I have Super Mario Bros. For the NES here. I'm just going to load this up. Okay, I got to pick a core. Well, we'll just do this one. Is this gonna work? Yes, although it says MAME down there. I don't know where that's coming from. How are we not powerful enough right now to play NES? What did I do? We don't have any shaders turned on. We don't have run ahead turned on. Those are usually the things that kill performance. Let's try a different NES core. That's really strange. That wasn't working. Oh, that's so much better. Okay. I guess I accidentally picked the worst core ever. But yeah, this is pretty good. It feels fantastic. I will say for playing normal games like that aren't a DS where it has two screens that have to be stacked on top of each other vertically, this is a little bit of a small display. Like here's the screen for the Game Boy Advance SP, right? I wouldn't call this a large display or anything, but it makes this screen look tiny. And here's a normal OG DS we can compare the screen size to. Don't ask what happened to this DS. Watch yesterday's video if you missed it. Again, I wouldn't call the DS's screens large, but come on now. They look massive compared to this thing's screen. Now, there is one thing that this thing has that a normal DS would not be able to do, obviously, and that is N64 emulation. I did not expect this to run well, but as you can see, I loaded up Mario 64, and it is running really well. A little bit of hitching here and there. It's not like a perfectly locked 30 FPS, but honestly, this is way better than I would have expected for just $60. Now, I do have a few more things I want to check out. We didn't launch Balatro yet. What possibly is this going to be? Just a full pirated version of Balatro? Yeah, it appears so. Now, to help me understand Balatro, because I don't play this nerd game.
Did you say Balatro?
I brought in our resident Balatro expert, Drayton. System UI isn't responding. I think if I hit this button up here, it'll like rotate the screen. Okay, that there you go. You can play like this. All right, have fun. Balatro's on Android and iPhone, right?
Oh, yeah.
So it's got to be that version. Even flipped around like this, the screen is just too small.
It's a little on the small side. It's a small boy.
Hey, $60, you get a free copy of Balatro. I mean, I don't know how they're getting away with this, but this is a steal.
Other people who actually know what they're doing in Balatro are really, really just yelling at their screens right now.
You haven't done anything.
Yeah, I know.
Hit them with the full house. Oh.
Bada bing.
I was joking. You won. It has the Drayton seal of approval. Yo ho, yo ho, yo ho. What? Is that where they got this? Oh my gosh. Get me out of there. There are a few other things on this. What is Dolphin MM Jr.? Is this like Android version of Dolphin? Oh, and we already have some GameCube games on our SD card from like an older video. Yeah, let's try Resident Evil 4. Oh yeah, this is perfect. Very playable. I'm sure if I look at the settings, I can configure the actual buttons to work in the app. Is this even gonna... It's loading? I'm actually fairly impressed. For $60, I would not expect this to do anything. It's a little hard to read. Does that say 17 FPS in the corner? Oh, we are in the game. It is technically running. It's unplayable, but look guys, $60 console. This is actually better than I would have expected. Either way though guys, I have another app to show you. This is Azahar. This is a 3DS emulator. Now you would assume a console that looks like a 2DS. It should have a 3DS emulator on it, right? Well, I think there's a reason they didn't include this on the console. Oh yeah, as you can see, we have both screens, which is quite nice. But tragically, we're getting a lot of hitching. The game is barely running. I mean, it's like half speed, guys. And Shovel Knight, I would say, is a really easy 3DS title to emulate. Maybe it's not, but come on now, look at it. Now, to really stress test this console, I also have Ocarina of Time 3D. Now, you might think, based on that Shovel Knight performance, that this would not run at all. But hey, as you can see here, not only are we in the game, it's running at a whole, like, 20% speed, with major hitches. So yeah, maybe $60, unfortunately, is not quite enough to get you a good 3DS experience. Hey, you know what, though? Depending on your tolerance for...
Yeah, I would not stand do that. I'll rate that at 2 out of 5. Definitely not a good retro console right there.
The classic ACs are overrated. This is a comment I've seen a lot, and as much as it triggers me deep down, after all these years, were they really as amazing as we remember? Or are we genuinely blinded by nostalgia? So I decided to find out by revisiting the classics both you and I loved most. And yeah, it was pretty interesting to say the least. So this is where it all started for a lot of us. Assassin's Creed 2 wasn't just a sequel, it was a total game changer. It took the simple formula of the first game and it built a masterpiece right on top of it. And I remember being completely blown away by the vibrant world, the charismatic new hero, and how much better it was compared to the first. But playing it again today in a time of loads of open world games and super refined controls does give you a whole new perspective. The parkour, which felt so freeing back in 2009, now feels a little bit stiff. Ezio has a certain weight to him, but he always seems to magnetically be attracted to every single damn ledge, whether you want him to grab it or not. And the controls can feel very clunky, and there are times where the camera feels like it's actively trying to fight you, which was the same for a lot of games around this time period, and this can easily be forgotten. However, the combat really damn surprised me. Yes, it's the absolute definition of the wait and counter system, where you just stand there in the middle of a dozen guards and wait for them to attack, press the counter button, and then repeat until everyone's dead. But despite being 16 years old, the animations just look as brutal as I remember. But the one thing that surprised me most is the story. Ezio is without a doubt one of AC's greatest protagonists, and we see his entire journey from a cocky, carefree young nobleman to a master assassin driven by revenge. And his arc is incredible, and his charm is off the charts. Even now, it shocks me how engaging it feels compared to boring assholes like Basim, who's literally as interesting as the back of your boiler, although sadly, the repetitive tail, eavesdrop, and follow missions do show their ugly ass head, and it's easy to forget just how samey these truly were. They get old very quick. But to my surprise, a decade later, Italy still feels more than just a background, and it's a character in its own right, and sometimes helps you forget the 69th tail mission you're on. Exploring Florence and Venice is still an absolute pleasure, and the music. This is one of the few songs in this series I'll gladly bust out moves to. I'm no Hans Zimmer, but the emotion this song makes you feel is like no other. Is Assassin's Creed 2 overrated? Its story, characters, and world are every bit as brilliant as we remember, and the combat is still a beauty to witness. And yeah, the movement and mission design does feel slightly dated now, but it remains a foundational game that tells one of the best stories in the franchise, and there is absolutely no way AC2 could ever be regarded as overrated. So if Assassin's Creed 2 built an incredible base, Brotherhood must take things to the next level surely. While releasing just a year after AC2, the speed at which Ubisoft delivered it is kind of amazing, and I didn't really play this a massive amount back in the day, which does make things even more interesting. The biggest change is the setting. Instead of jumping between cities, Brotherhood puts all its focus on Rome. This makes for a much denser, more interconnected, and more alive world. And Rome feels like a living and breathing place, and freeing the city district by district, renovating shops and watching your influence spread is actually really enjoyable. Although, due to the same clunky ass parkour issues seen in AC2, like snapping to the wrong ledge and the lack of dedicated parkour up and down controls, it does get kind of frustrating again. The gameplay is very similar to AC2, but there are some notable changes. The kill streak mechanic completely changes combat from feeling like a patient waiting game, and works really damn well even now. And the addition of dual wield weapons is just as fun as I remember. But the real game changer is the Brotherhood itself, being able to call in recruits to help by launching arrows, or just joining you in a fight adds a brilliant layer to every single encounter, despite it feeling a bit bare bones compared to games today. But how does the story hold up? This one continues Ezio's journey, shifting from a personal story of revenge to a bigger fight against the Borgia family. And it might not have the same emotional punch as AC2's origin story, but it's strong and well paced, and it really shows Ezio growing into a leader and a legend. But yes, I do prefer the story of AC2, but this one is no slouch. Again, its main quests and side content do suffer from the same repetitive mission structure seen in AC2, which isn't ideal. Is Brotherhood overrated? A lot of fans call this the peak of the entire series, and although it's not my favourite, I can see why. Playing it again definitely made me appreciate it even more. It's the classic AC formula done incredibly well, and the gameplay and missions still have some flaws, but they did get some notable improvements, and the story is a fantastic second act to one of AC's best characters, and for that reason, it's definitely not overrated. But sadly, every great story must end, and for Ezio, that end was Revelations. And this game had a heavy weight on its shoulders, as it had to deliver a satisfying conclusion not just for Ezio, but for the original hero Altair too. And I remember Revelations feeling a little tired and a bit more of the same. I've always struggled to understand why some love this game so much, and replaying it again did make me realise a few things. And by the way, if you do want to play these legendary games for yourself, or perhaps even the recent AC games, do not pay stupid prices like a knobhead. I use Instant Gaming to grab my game keys, and it's way cheaper than that was butchered. The big new toys this time were the hook blade and bomb crafting, and the hook blade did make climbing a little faster, and it does add zip lines, which is pretty cool, but it doesn't really improve the same clunky parkour issues we've discussed about 40 times already. And by this point, awkwardly bumping into NPCs was starting to seriously piss me off. It completely interrupts any badass moment you intend to have. However, parkour does feel faster compared to previous games, which is good at least. And ziplining whilst giving enemies a royal twatting looks pretty cool for a game this old. And the new bomb crafting system is deep, complex, and honestly kind of dull. It's a powerful tool if you want to get into it, but it feels more like an optional extra than the core part of the game, as it's not really rewarding whatsoever, and few missions actually require it. Where Revelations really shows its age and a bit of franchise fatigue is in its structure. The dreaded Den defense minigame, a tower defense mode where you'd fight off Templars, is pretty much universally hated, and I now remember why I hated its guts. My feelings on this have not changed one bit, and this has to be one of the worst mechanics they've added, and it feels completely disconnected from the gameplay. I also feel like at this point, combat as a whole really needed some innovation. It's not bad, but if you played the games before it or replaying it now, this is where things really started to feel dull and in need of improvement. But the story is where Revelations really delivers. Although it does feel a bit slow and expedition heavy, it's a sad and reflective journey for an older, wiser Ezio who's looking for answers. And the way the game weaves playable key moments from Altair's life is masterfully done, and it connects the two legendary assassins across centuries and ends up as a powerful, quiet scene that gives both characters the perfect send-off. And I feel like it's an ending that respects their legacy legacy, and it does hit pretty hard, especially if you have been playing the series from the start, and I really do like the story. So is Revelations overrated? In recent years, I've seen more and more comments saying how amazing this game is, and to me, it's easily the weakest of the Ezio trilogy. The mechanics were starting to feel stale, but its storytelling and emotional payoff is still undeniable. It's a game that's less about new ideas and more about giving a heartfelt farewell to a legend. But to me, it just doesn't live up to the recent praise, and in no way is it a bad game, but for me, this one is overrated. So after closing the book on Ezio, Ubisoft had to go big, as the series really needed a fresh air of breath at this point. Assassin's Creed 3 was a massive risk. A new hero, a new continent, a new time period, and a brand new game engine. And I remember the hype was through the roof, but the final game was kind of divisive. Some think it's the best in the series, while others absolutely hated it, and replaying it again was a real eye-opener. The new engine brought a totally new parkour system designed for running through the American frontier, and it does feel far more refined than previous games, and weaving through trees and over rocks was a cool idea, but in practice it still lacks precision and feels even more reliant on automation. Combat is very controversial. Some say it's the best in the series, while others think it's very mid. But for me, the variety of weapons is amazing, and the animations look even more brutal and satisfying. Playing it again feels like a big step up compared to games we've already spoken about, and I honestly think the combat is kind of slept on. But what does hold it back is the continuation of guards taking turns to attack you. However, the mission design is where things really start to take a turn. AC3 is famous for being super linear, with very strict objectives and instant fail moments that punish you for trying to be creative, and you have to do things exactly how the game tells you to, which can lead to some glory holes in your walls. This is something that feels incredibly dated, especially with how open missions feel in AC today. But on the flip side, this game did introduce one of the best mechanics AC has ever gotten, the naval combat. And although it does feel bare bones to play now, this would become a massive highlight for the franchise. But then there's our new protagonist, and oh boy, here's where some people are going to want to kick my kneecaps off. Connor is nowhere near as interesting or as witty as Ezio. He's serious, quiet, and often angry, driven by his village's destruction and the fight for his people's freedom. And I can relate to why some people find him bland, but I just find him harder to care for due to his lack of charisma. And this certainly isn't helped by how painfully long it takes to get your assassin robes, and how slow and stale the pacing is in general. The treatment of Desmond has also not aged well, and I just feel like it could have been done so much better. Is Assassin's Creed 3 overrated? People either love it or they hate it, and I do praise the ambition, but it tried to rush and push the series forward in a dozen different ways, all at once whilst kind of stumbling at it. AC3 is not overrated, mainly because it was never really rated that highly to begin with. So what the hell do you do after a divisive game like AC3? Well, you take its single new best feature, the naval combat, and you make that the whole game. Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag is often known as the best game in the series, but does it really live up to these claims, or has it become overrated over the years? The Caribbean Sea is massive, gorgeous, and feels like a dynamic open world begging you to explore it. Sailing your ship, the Jackdaw, while your crew sings sea shanties is an experience that still feels special today, and the gameplay loop is just so addictive. You sail, you spot a ship, you get into a naval battle, you board, and then you steal all of their stuff, so you can upgrade your own ship, or you can just batter bellends. It is one of the most satisfying loops Ubisoft have ever created, and it makes Skull and Bones look absolute concentrated dog water. Although, I will admit, with how big the map is, this does make the countless islands feel kind of copy and paste at times. The on-foot assassin stuff is still all here, and it is a more refined version of what AC3 gave us. Parkour feels a little smoother with more buildings to climb, and combat is still very fun. But in honesty, the pirate aspect just elevates the gameplay altogether and injects new life into a series that was on the verge of becoming stale, as boarding ships just never seems to get old. However, stealth sections, especially the God to hell follow this guy missions, do hinder things slightly and do become tedious, and the dreaded mission patterns we've repeated more times than an old bastard are still here and they still suck. But again, the pirate theme's dominance just distracts you from all of it. But then we get to our new assassin, Edward Kenway, and he is a complete game changer. He's not some dedicated assassin or die-hard Templar, but he's a charismatic, selfish pirate who just wants to get rich. His journey from greedy to a man who finally understands the creed is one of the best written character arcs in the whole series, and unlike Connor, he's incredibly likable.
Ugh.
So Motorola just
I will try to live a normal life as a peasant in Crimson Desert. I had to earn money to survive, starting with no food, no tools, and no money. I'll be working as a woodcutter, forager, farmer, and more to see how it is to have an average life in the game. To do any job, I will need tools like an axe that sells for 29, but there was something that I could do with my bare hands: bug catching. Actually, not just insects, anything. Plants, even salamanders. I didn't really know what was valuable, so I just grabbed everything. Frogs, toads, anything you can imagine. Legally, of course. After an hour, I was able to sell everything for 5 silver coins, which honestly was not bad. To test this further, I kept going and tried foraging in a different area. After another hour, I managed to earn 2.7 silver. Yeah, much worse than before. So you actually need to know where the most valuable things are. While exploring, I managed to catch a wild chicken. I couldn't store it in my inventory, but I was able to bring it to a black market animal dealer. He gave me 25 copper for it, which honestly wasn't great. Catching frogs was still way more efficient. Another thing to take into account, I was able to find crates and barrels near a river. Breaking these things gave me items like flour, oats, and even some coins. That's when I discovered traded goods. A single bag of flour was worth 23 copper, but there was a catch. I couldn't sell them everywhere. Most vendors refused to buy them. There's a separate system for that, so I decided to leave it for later. I kept working mostly near water, since that seemed to be the best place for frogs. And as the sun went down, I kept pushing to see if night changed anything. And it did. I started finding moths, spiders, and different insects that didn't appear during the day, but they didn't sell for much more. Then something else happened. I got attacked by bandits, and since I'm no warrior, I had to run. It really made me realize how dangerous the world is if you're just a normal peasant. I kept going at it until it was completely dark and I had to use a lantern to even see. I found mushrooms, more insects. I was just grabbing everything I could. After finishing my 8-hour shift, on average, foraging makes around 4 silver coins per hour. That night, I went to the local inn, but I actually couldn't pay for a room. It wasn't even an option. What I did do was buy some water and bread for my dinner. The thing is, I was able to go upstairs, walk into a room, and just use a bed. With the money I had saved, it was time to try something better. I went to the provisioner and bought an axe for 29 copper coins. Then I walked out of town, between the common people heading towards the trees. On the way, I noticed a woman sowing seeds, which triggered the planting tutorial. That's something we will be doing later. I also spoke with a few people nearby, just normal day-to-day things. One of them taught me a recipe, which shows you that talking with NPCs can actually be useful. For now, I focused on wood cutting. First, I had to chop down the tree, then break it into logs, and finally break those into timber. It was a really grounded and manual method, which I actually liked. It was pretty meditative. After about an hour of work, I had gathered 24 timber and 20 fine timber. The regular sold at 4 copper each, while the finer quality sold for 10. In total, I got 2.96 silver coins in that hour, which was a bit disappointing. I tried cutting trees for another hour, this time focusing only on larger ones, to see if it would improve my results. I was able to get 26 regular timber and 26 fine timber, which sold for a total of 3.64 silver coins. Better. I kept working until finishing my 8-hour shift. On average, woodcutting gives you around 3 silver per hour, slightly worse than foraging. It felt more consistent, but there was a limit on how much you could do. I had reached a total of over 56 silver coins by now. The next morning, I went back to the provisioner and bought a fishing rod. With that, I headed to the river and cast my line. It was a really peaceful activity, just waiting and contemplating nature. The first attempt failed. The line snapped and yeah. But on the second try, I caught my first fish. It was a bass, and it sold for 30 copper. Strong start. I kept at it, but turns out it wasn't as easy as I thought. The controls felt weird. The line kept snapping. Still, I managed to catch some, but I don't know. Another thing that felt off was that I didn't need any bait at all. With how much detail and realism there was in other areas of the game, this was surprising. After 1 hour, I had only caught 3 fish. That meant I made less than 1 silver per hour. This was the worst method so far. For me at least. I'm not good at the minigame. At one point, I started catching fish with my bare hands, and somehow it was way more effective. I could swim and grab fish directly, much faster than using the rod. In a single hour, I caught multiple fish. Yellow bass, raspberries, rice fish, tons of them, for a total of 3.54 silver coins in that hour. So basically, bare hand fishing was as good as woodcutting, maybe even better. I kept doing it for the rest of my 8-hour shift, and by the end, I had over 77 silver coins in my pocket. It worked, but it definitely wasn't my favorite activity. A new day began, and this time, I went to the provisioner to buy a pickaxe. I found a copper ore vein near a cliff and started working. Mining felt quite satisfying, especially because of the physics. Every hit would send pieces flying, and I had to make sure not to lose them. Each piece of copper ore sold for 17 copper coins, which was pretty solid. The problem was, I actually had to find these ore nodes in the world, so I spent a lot of time walking alongside cliffs and rocky areas. In 1 hour, I gathered 20 copper ores and 10 iron ores, earning a total of 4.10 silver coins. That already made mining one of the better methods so far, but there's a catch. I'll talk about it later on. One thing I noticed is that some ore nodes were in really awkward locations, often requiring climbing. Since I'm trying to keep this as realistic as possible, this would actually be a really risky job for a normal person. Then I found something new. Scolecite ore. This one was worth 1 full silver coin per piece. That completely changed everything. In a single hour, I managed to collect 20 copper ores and 6 of these scolecite ores, for a total of 9.92 silver coins, which was by far the best result so far. But here's the problem. This ore is extremely rare. I only found 1 node in the whole area, so most of the time you'll be relying on copper. In another hour, I only managed to find 15 copper ores and some stones, which dropped my earnings to 2.69 silver coins. So you need to know the good locations. I managed to find other precious materials like garnet, which they really increase your income. Because of that, I would say mining averages around 4 silver per hour, but it can go higher if you get lucky. Mining is probably one of the best money-making methods as long as you know where to look. By the end of the day, I had around 119 silver coins. The next day, I decided to try hunting. I bought a bow and a full stack of arrows, all for a total of 5.5 silver. With everything ready, I headed into a forest area to look for animals. Hunting was harder than I expected. Animals took multiple arrows to bring down, but I managed to kill a deer and skin it. From a single one, I got fine meat, bones, and hide, which in total sold for around 36 copper. I kept going. Smaller animals like raccoons, birds, and even wolves, which were much tougher, but they dropped more valuable materials like fangs and long hair hide. After 1 hour, I sold everything and made 5.35 silver coins. After subtracting the arrows, it comes down.
We're done.
All the haters can kiss my ass. Let me guess.
Well, hello, and listen. Well, New York Magazine claims there was a time when Ben Shapiro could reasonably call...
Okay.
Well, hello, everybody. You know, sometimes here on the Ben Shapiro Show, we cover the news, and sometimes we
Look
are
at those
the news
eyebrows.
here at the Daily Wire.
Wow.
Well, over the past few weeks, the Daily Wire, you might have noticed, has been the subject of a bunch of hit pieces, like a veritable cornucopia of hit pieces. There was one from the Washington Post, and there was one from Puck, and then finally, there was an especially ridiculous one from the stellar journalists at New York Magazine, who literally plagiarized their hit piece from the Washington Post.
Wow.
So much journalisming, high-level journalisming. Well, this morning, that New York Magazine piece is lighting up the interwebs. It's lighting up X. Well, New York Magazine claims there was a time when Ben Shapiro could reasonably call himself the king of all conservative media. I don't remember that time.
Do you think that his viewership keeps going down? He should make the hat smaller. It's like a power level indicator. Like if like his subscribers go under like a certain amount, like it should get like nerfed. It's like, you know, in Dragon Ball Z, where it's like, okay, well, how much hair they have? That's like, you know, Super Saiyan 2 or 3. It's like, holy shit, right?
It sounds cool. They say that's all over now. The Daily Wire is instituting significant layoffs. Well, according to New York Magazine, the future of conservatism isn't traditional conservatism, you know, like free markets, like equal rights before law, like checks and balances, like traditional virtue. That's done. The future, according to New York Magazine, is Nick Fuentes, confirmed Nazi stan and woman hater, and man who will never be able to get a human woman pregnant through natural means. Or Tucker Carlson, confirmed anti-capitalist and Muslim apologist and victim of demon scratching. Or maybe Candace Owens, the confirmed slanderer of widows and connoisseur of French testicles. Or maybe Megyn Kelly, click-whoring Grandma Groiper over there. Well, New York Magazine writes, quote,
oh my
the collapse
God.
of the Daily Wire can be seen as a dire warning for traditional Republicans.
Damn.
There are two realities to Shapiro conservatism in 2026.
That's
It
brutal.
retains a significant foothold among Republican elites, and it is being fast rejected by the future grassroots of the parties. First of all, that's just wrong. By the polling data, the positions that we take here on the show are reflective of the broad majority of Republicans. That's just the reality. But I figured that we should address all of this head on. So it's true. The Daily Wire laid off some 13% of our workforce since the beginning of the year. And that really sucked. It was truly sad because all those people are great. At any time, you know, we're in business.
Not great
Anytime
enough.
you lay people off as a business, that really sucks. It's tough. It's
I had
bad
to
for
do
them.
layoffs.
It's bad
It's
for
not
us. And I'm personally working to find other places of employ for as many of these people as I possibly can, because everybody who we let go deserves a job somewhere else. They're great folks. But for our critics, this was all cause for massive celebration. You know, the joyful popping of the corks, or maybe in the case of Nick Fuentes, a victory celebration with Catboys and lubricant. And listen, we're honored by the attention. See, here's the thing. people only tend to write stories like this about major American institutions, right? Like Amazon dumps people. It's a big story. Or the Washington Post dumps people, and that's a big story. And thank God we are a major American institution. According to PodTrack, our podcast reach is 41 million people per month. We're ranked 6th globally.
Wow.
We have a total of 11 shows. Paramount, to take an example from that same chart, is ranked 4th globally. They have 145 shows. So on a per capita basis, we're killing it. We are responsible for the 2 most successful conservative documentaries in history. Matt Walsh's Am I Racist? And What is a Woman? Just this week,
I remember that.
Vice President Vance was quoting our reporting in his fraud investigations, and our White House correspondent, Mary Margaret Olahan, was in the press room asking questions.
Wait. Ben Shapiro would be DSP? He could be JSP.
Let's see this.
Well, the numbers don't lie. Americans are spending beyond their means. Credit card debt just hit another record, $1.28 trillion, and more people expect to be worse off a year from now. It's why voices like Caleb Hammer are standing out. He has amassed millions of views online cleaning up financial messes. Watch.
You're acting like freshly new job, first 16-year-old job ever, got my little card from work, spending. I feel like you never matured past 14. I don't like making payments on this. That's what a child says. I am angry. Actually angry.
And he joins us now, the host of Financial Audit on YouTube, Caleb Hammer.
Nah, bro, this story low-key broke my heart, but it also made me respect her heavy. So there's this Japanese idol named Yuka Akiyoshi. She's part of HKT48, and recently, she had a solo performance. Guess how many people showed up? One person in the entire venue. Videos came out, and the place looked almost empty. Just one fan in the crowd. Nah, bro, that's villain origin backstory material. But she didn't crash out. She still delivered her performance with full energy and professionalism. That one fan basically got a private concert. And when the videos hit social media, people weren't clowning her. They were praising her, saying that kind of professionalism shows real respect, not just for the job, but for the one supporter who showed up. Because at the end of the day, that one person matters. That's how careers are built, from one fan to thousands. Nah, bro, this story low-key broke my heart, but it also made me respect her heavy.
I have a pencil.
I have a water bottle.
See.
Drum shit. Are Are the metal fans gonna come for me? I need a sound. I need a sound. There's something I'm hearing, but I don't know what it is. Escape from a sound. What am I supposed to do with this?
I'm so excited.
Are you?
Because I've been dying to give you a song for ages. You need no introduction, Lisa. People know who you are, but just for fun.
My name is Lisa, and I am a piano teacher.
Probably the most popular piano teacher on the internet. Piano has been around for 10 years now. So in celebration of the 10-year anniversary, we are putting you through your very first Here's for the First Time episode. How do you feel?
Not good.
Not good? Why not? You do this to so many people.
Yeah.
You've done this to Jordan Rudess. You've done this to John Batiste. You've done this to Justin Stanton. The list goes on and on.
I feel like I'm comfortable. I'm more comfortable if I can play while I sing. That feels like I'm kind of like, sort of, nobody's paying too close attention to my playing.
So Lisa, you're scared of performing.
Yes. Terrified.
Can you use your ear to figure out a song?
Maybe. I write songs, so that uses my ear.
I mean, this challenge basically is like writing a song because you're just going to get the drums and the vocals and you get to do whatever you want with it.
My hairs are standing up on my arms because I know that you're going to do something mean. I just know it for the
You know
views.
me. I'm not mean. But you know who is mean? The person who helped me pick this song.
Who?
Brandon from Drumeo,
Why
our
would
good
you
friend.
do that?
So
Why would you ask Brandon?
We came up with a list of songs.
Why
but
though would you ask Brandon?
The people want to see it.
Okay, let's hear it then. Vanessa Carlton. This is so funny. You guys are cute.
Just remember before I play this song how much you like having me on the team.
This isn't helping me feel better. That's a drum, a cymbal prop. No, it's not what this. No! What is this?
So unsure, but it seems. Gosh, they've been waiting for you all and into this place. Giving you a small taste.
Kevin, what is this?
It's a very famous song, a very famous band as well.
Okay, this chorus doesn't suck. Is it pop?
Lisa, let's go.
Yay! What am I supposed to do with this?
Whatever you want. It's a blank canvas here.
Loved ones back home all crying.
Why is it so long? I feel like this has been going on for like 10 minutes already. Why isn't it ending? Why isn't this ending? Why is it still going? Ah! Yeah, that's how I feel, buddy. Make it stop, please. What? How long is this? How long has this song been going? Is it over?
It's over, Lisa.
It's like huge symphonic rock. You just gotta like hammer the keys, go up, go like way up high.
Okay.
Stand up, push the bench back.
Can I throw the Nord?
Don't throw the note. But you could do strings as well.
Your great advice is to go up and down the keys and strings.
Yes. Well, good luck.
Good luck, Lisa. She needs it. Let's just listen to it. I'm writing the form down now, and I'm going to feel this pain. It's so pretty. Oh, there's that.
It's like a Disney song.
I am a Disney song. Pretty intro, and then ugly intro, and then like, oh, wait.
Falling into this place, giving you a small taste.
Is this another pre-chorus? Drum shit. I said my first swear. Bridge? Question mark. There's so many question marks on this page. Busy drums. Animal, like from the Muppets. It's an animal moment.
When the time is
Can we go now? Let's start the verse.
You want to start at the verse?
Yeah, then we can go the intro later.
Sure.
If this is a fairy tale, this is like, we're good, but we're hinting there might be a villain in the story somewhere. Okay.
How close do you think you are to the original so far?
Probably nowhere even in like the realm of.
You might be surprised. We'll see.
Cause? Kevin, is that
It's the pentatonic scale.
Wow, we found it. Should we? No, or. There's something I'm hearing, but I don't know what it is. B flat's a pretty cool chord. It's so hard to stay seated for this long.
You can take walking breaks too if you need.
No, I have to keep the energy contained into this room.
Now, what is your chorus progression going to be? I'm very interested.
This is the question. Let's hear it. Well, we could just, I don't know. I don't belong here, we gotta move on now. Escape from this. Dun, 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 dun. Maybe just stay on the D minor. Question mark?
Okay, look, you have so much of the song now already.
Yes. Record. Let's go. I forgot how to play. I'm fine.
You got it. Listen to the click, not the.
So here's the thing, team. I don't know how to do this part. I have never done this part.
You've never
No.
had fun layering.
That's sold out, sorry. Never, ever, ever.
That could be cool for like the intro, honestly. Hit that silver wheel on your left, by your left hand, and riff, yeah. Perfect. That's kind of cool. That like Zelda vibes.
That was cute. Too bright? Is it too weird? Boom!
So why are you turning the knobs like that?
I need a sound. Oh, bass line. Play the music. Let's do this.
Like walking into a dream, someone like what you've seen, so what you're but it seems. God, they've been waiting for you, falling into this place, just giving you a small taste of your afterlife. Here, so stay, you'll be back here soon anyway. I see a distant light, my girl, this can't be right. Such a surreal place to see, so wild in this context. a broken no pain. Perfect skies and no rain. Getting beat this place but we free. Cause we've been waiting for you. Falling into this place. Just giving you a small taste of your afterlife. Here, so stay. You'll be back here soon anyway. This piece of us not right. No pain, no sign of time. So out of place, don't wanna stay. I feel wrong and that's my side. I made up my mind. Gave me your hand, but realize I just wanna say goodbye. Please understand I have to leave and carry on my own life. I don't belong here, gotta move on here. Escape from this afterlife. 'Cause this time I'm right to move on and on. Far away from here. Got nothing against you, and surely I miss you. This place for a peace and light. And I don't you mind. Take me back inside when the time is right. Loved ones back home all crying 'cause they're already missing you. I pray by the grace of God that there's somebody listening. Give me a chance to make it, 'cause it won't keep. I'll try someone, but you gotta let go. Take me back inside when the time is right.
Lisa, you did it! I brought in a special friend. Woo!
Brandon.
Yes.
Why would you do this to me?
I love this song.
I don't even know what
This
this
is like
song
one of my favorite
is.
songs ever.
I feel like I'm ruining everything.
Sounds great. It's you may not have known this, but the Rev was the drummer in this band, and he passed away quite a few years ago now. But he was a wicked vocalist. He was insane on the keys. There's no keys on this song, but it's so cool to hear what he did on so many other songs in the catalog on this song. Like I've never heard this, like a piano arrangement of this song, and it sounds so cool.
What is this band?
You heard of Avenged Sevenfold?
I've heard of them, but I've never heard any of their songs. Is that who this is?
Yeah, this is they're like one of the big metal bands.
Oh no!
This song's tricky because there's like some parts in 4, there's some parts in 6.
I knew it! Here I am thinking I'm worse than I actually thought I was. Thanks,
Kevin,
Brandon.
I can't wait for you to get to see Lisa react to this.
I know.
I'm
It's my
scared.
favorite part of the video, right here.
What? Oh no! I forgot the string intro quartet. There's these guitars. This is got way more attitude. Oh yeah. Oh, we got it, Kevin. We got it. I really like it, actually. Like, high school me would have listened to this if I had known about it. Okay, so I might have gone cinematic Disney. They're just going cinematic villain. I feel like Jordan Rudess should have been here. Jordan would have shredded on this.
It's a fun song. So this song was released January 2008.
Oh, that explains a few things.
What were you doing in 2008, Lisa?
Not in high school anymore.
Tell me what's changed over the last 10 years.
Everything has changed, but what's still the same is we are continuing to grow. We're finding new ways to inspire and entertain our audience, and we've just released a brand new method inside the Musora app. So everything I just did here, we teach inside the membership. So if you want to check that out, make sure you grab the free 7-day trial below this video because I would love to see you there. Avenged Sevenfold. What does that mean?
I have no idea what band names mean. Like, what does Nickelback mean?
Nickel brand?
I rate this, I don't hate out of all possible feelings. I feel like if I had heard this version, I probably still would have come up with something along the lines of what we did today. Because it just felt like if you were to make this a piano-based song, it would have some of those like prettier little melodic themes in it. I'm hoping that the Avenged Sevenfold, did I say it right? Fans, I hope you enjoyed this. There's now a piano version, and I really thought this was going to go way more poorly than it did. My future
did it! I brought in a special friend. Woo!
Brand.
It kind of was side by side.
Like walking into a dream, someone like a gypsy, someone waiting for you. Waiting for you. Falling into this response, giving you a response. Yes, I was lost. I'll be back as soon as I'm yes, I stay. You'll be back as soon as it way. I see a distant light. My girl, this can't be right. Such a
Lisa, you did it. I brought in a special friend. Woo!
Brandon.
Yes.
Why would you do?
So good. So good. So good.
I'm losing my mind in here. Do we have the technology to slow it down?
No, we don't do that here.
This is maybe the craziest song I've ever played in my life. That is the scary one. They just don't stop playing. Let's freaking go. Ah! So close, so close, so close. My brain knows what my fingers need to do, but my fingers are just slacking on me. Hands getting a little tired, hands getting a little tired. I'm really close, Brandon. This is the last, this is the peak.
So, Kevin.
What's up, man?
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling a mix of things because I know what's about to happen, but I don't know what song you're gonna give me.
I've been waiting a long time for this day where the worlds of piano and drumeo finally collide.
You've given some hard drum songs, so that's why I'm kind of nervous. Like, what was that song you gave Mike Portnoy?
This isn't a song. This is a mathematic equation.
Kevin, did you ever play Guitar Hero?
Yo, for real? I was so good at Guitar Hero for a little bit. Why?
The song you're going to be playing is a staple in the Guitar Hero world. There actually is piano and keyboards in the song you're going to play. I don't know where exactly they are or how they're used, but they are there.
Okay.
So keep that in mind, but the song you're going to be playing today is Through the Fire and Flames by Dragon Force. I mean, that's the quintessential Guitar Hero song. You have to use the keytar, no exceptions. If you don't use the keytar...
Right to jail, right away.
How long is this song?
I think it's like over 7 minutes. It's pretty savage. Godspeed and good luck.
Oh, Brandon. Like, what am I gonna do? Hey, there's the keyboard. Oh man. Okay, let's just start learning. A flat, C minor, E flat, F minor, B flat, and then this little. Oh my goodness. I'm melting. Oh, wow. That's
what a day, what a day.
Wow. I'm gonna definitely need some paper.
The blood, sweat, and tears of many musicians have been on this clipboard.
Good, I'm glad there's more than one page here. The chords are no problem. I can hear the chord changes. They're pretty diatonic. It's in key of C minor. If I had to kind of do like a ballad version, like I could probably do like a...
Cut it out, Kevin. We don't want that.
Okay, let's do the hard version. Tempo change. Woo! Because the solo needed to get faster there. That's what I was thinking too.
So here at Missouro, we like to have a lot of fun, and I think that's the way learning music should be. Whether you're a pianist like Kevin, a drummer like me, a guitar player, or a singer, we have everything you need to get started on your instrument inside the Missouro platform. There's amazing teachers, tons of lessons to get started, and the best community in the world. If you want to check it out, the link is down in the description. You can get 7 days to Musora for free, and we'd love to see you there. Now, Kevin, I got one problem with that. On your chart there, I saw you wrote, "Do your best." Sensing some lack of confidence coming from you right now.
I thought it was gonna break for a second.
Yeah.
And then another solo kicks in. It's like solo 1, then solo 2. I called them interludes just so I could break it apart. Sometimes I'm counting the measures, sometimes I'm writing C minor, and sometimes I'm writing Roman numerals. So it's a giant mix of things.
Maybe can you even just explain, like, how does using that help you get through this kind of chart?
Whenever I'm hearing songs and I don't know what the chords are right away, I just think about them in chord degree. So I'm like, okay, here's the 4 chord, da na na na, 4 chord, then to the 6 minor. Then I hear the 5 chord, bum 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 bum, 3 minor. I'm gonna take it from the top. I'm gonna try reading down my chart, see what I have so far. Oh, Jesus is FaceTiming me now. They gave me the option to call a friend for help. So I just need some advice. I need some inspiration.
First of all, you gotta practice really slow what you are doing right now.
Right, practice slow.
Say you take like one lick that maybe is making your life impossible. Try to do it really slow.
I will do my best to make you proud, Jesus.
Oh, come on. Cannot wait to see the video.
Thanks, man. All right. Is it possible? Do we have the technology to slow it down?
No, we don't do that here. Can we do that? Yeah, we can. Apparently we can do that.
Okay. Can you speed that up a hair now? Hit me at like, yeah, in between this and full speed. All right, hit me full speed. That is so much faster. One more time. One more time. Okay, let's play the whole thing. Okay, let's speed it up. These are the easy interludes. Play full speed. Okay, let's do it again. Okay, it's not perfect, but yeah, let's keep going. Can we just do that breakdown? Just play it from where it is. Let's slow down that section, Nico. One more time. That little chunk. You can start from like that little like solo bit after the Power Rangers theme. Okay, let's speed that up. Is that full speed? Please tell me that's full speed. Okay. That is the scary one. They just don't stop playing.
Kevin, this is Dragon Force.
This is heavy, dude.
How are you feeling at this point?
My form was already on fire. Maybe they can add some effects on my...
Oh, we will.
You know what? You need to channel your inner Jordan Rudess.
I know.
Call him.
He's playing the guitar.
You think he'll answer if I call him? Jordan, how's it going, man? The Drumeo team in there has given me an impossible song to learn. So I thought I would call the best metal player on the planet and see if you had any advice for how to play along with guitar and how to play some of these crazy fast passages.
You could actually play those if you map your keyboard.
Uh-huh.
Split the keyboard so you have the same octave in different.
Right.
You go da 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 da, and play it between your right and left hand.
Oh.
A lot easier. Here, like let's say this.
Yeah. Yes.
It's impractical, but if you.
makes way more sense. You're like sweeping, but like doing the crazy fast arpeggios. Jordan, you have saved my life. I think I'm gonna be able to make it now.
I wish you the best of luck. Let me know how it all turns.
I will. I will let you know. Thank you for the call. Oh, there's a couple riffs, and I was thinking about trying to do it with one hand. He's like, it's impractical. Just use both. You have two hands. Use both hands. Use the piano to your advantage. I think we start tracking the official Nord part. This is crazy. This is maybe the craziest song I've ever played in my life.
From the top?
Oh, the things I do for piano. All right. Ah! So close, so close, so close. Hands getting a little tired. Hands getting a little tired. That is so fast. Okay. My brain knows what my fingers need to do, but my fingers are just lacking on me. It's not 100%, but it's like keepable. Save that one just in case. Oh, I can do it. I'm losing my mind in here.
How you doing?
I think the Nord is done. I'm gonna try to get that. I think the Arturia, I'm only gonna be doing that like that verse. Honestly, let's move on to Moog stuff. I'm doing the Jordan Rudess technique here. He said break it up between both hands. Okay, we're at the Power Rangers riff. This part is gonna be just chaos. It's just gonna be me ripping. I don't know what to do over that. I think that sounds okay. And then after this, we're on the last solo, the one that says RIP, do your best. Do it again? Yeah, one more time, one more time. Okay, beginning up to there. One more time from the beginning. Okay, one more time, beginning up to there. Okay, up to there. Let's speed it up like halfway from here to the original. Give it to me full speed. Let me just, it just gets so much faster, I always forget. Oh my gosh, okay. Yeah, do it again, do it again. Give me a second, give me a second. That is the hardest piece of music I think I've ever played. I would love to just stick my hand in a bucket of ice for like 30 seconds, and then she'll come back alive. Close, it's not it yet. I'm really close, Brandon. This is the last, like, this is the peak. This is the Mount Everest right here. And this is the, obviously, like, oh my gosh, you actually have a bowl of ice. We'll go from here to we'll do that outro. Let's freaking go.
Time for some guitar.
Oh, okay. There's gonna be like 4 sections, I think. Keep going through that verse too. This is a freaking hard song, dude. And maybe this final chorus, I'll just play like some whole notes.
We got Mr. Jordan Rudess over here.
Oh, man.
We need to put this all together for a final take.
Let's do it. Let's put it all together.
Well, Kevin, you did it. You survived the challenge.
That is one of the hardest.
Is this his version in 7/8?
It's a little harder than that.
Wow! The Roomba! No! It's so hot in here. This is not what I wanted to do this morning.
It's okay to cry.
I'm trying to learn how to play in 11/8.
Dude, we got you good.
You sure did. Do another one!
Brandon is in the studio right now, and he thinks that he's filming for the Drumeo YouTube channel. What he doesn't know is this is a setup.
Okay, did you want to start with slow demos?
Some of these, we'll have to just go through it, because obviously the tom order is different.
Let's try this. I just need to go grab one thing.
Yeah.
Today, I'm getting my revenge for him making me learn Through the Fire and Flames.
I hope you know that, like, you're gonna need an ice bath after I get you back for this. Like,
I will not allow it. I will quit my job. My dial wouldn't adjust the volume.
He has no idea what he's in for.
Yo, what's up, dude? What are you filming today?
Some Breaking Benjamin.
That's really cute that you think that. This is my revenge video for you making me learn Through the Fire and Flame.
No, it's not. Are you serious?
We've actually locked the studio doors, and the only way to get out is to learn a song as fast as possible.
On this kit?
So you didn't know, right?
No, I'm supposed to be filming the breakdown for Breaking Benjamin's I Will Not Bow.
Yeah, no, you're not doing that today.
Oh my goodness. How am I gonna film this breakdown?
Listen, that's tomorrow's problem.
Oh my goodness.
So you're probably thinking, oh, well, it's probably Jordan Rudis from Dream Theater because he has courses on technique and piano. Not quite.
Okay.
That's too obvious.
Oh, yes,
So you're probably thinking, okay, well, it's gotta be Jonah Nilsson from Dirty Loops or Justin Stanton from Snarky Puppy. They've been on the channel.
Yeah.
Wrong-o, bucko. So before I reveal the song, let's just go,
Shut up. I've been practicing all weekend for this video.
Let's just take a trip down memory lane for a second.
Let's do it.
We went to the same high school, right?
We did.
We went to the same music school even.
We did, and I was too scared to talk to you because you were like one of the scary fourth years.
Oh, right. One of the jazz nerds. That was the thing
jazzers.
in jazz school. It's like, you have to play jazz or you're not cool.
Yeah, that's right.
So we're actually going to take you back to your roots.
My roots? Like
in jazz.
Oh, those aren't my roots. I hated
They
jazz.
are now. The song you're going to be learning is by piano coach Jesus Molina.
Oh my goodness.
I wanna generate some controversy.
And it is A Night in Tunisia.
Oh my goodness. Is this his version in 7/8?
It's a little harder than that.
Oh, good. Good. That's great. On the Breaking Benjamin drum kit.
I can't take credit for it, even though I wish I did.
Get it out. Get it all out of your system.
Let's go.
Sorry, what?
So it's an 11.
It's an 11.
Oh my.
So happy right now.
I can't swing anymore. Oh, wow. I do cha-cha.
Dude, this is so satisfying being on this side. All right, dude. How are you, yeah, what's going through your brain right now?
How the hell am I gonna play that? Is this Ronnie Caspi?
So
on
this
drums?
is Ronnie Caspi's
Oh, my.
arrangement of it with Jesus Molina. She did the original.
Yeah.
This version is by Kane Daniel. He's the one performing because this is actually a live version of the arrangement.
Oh, good.
You know, you go to Berkeley on a random Tuesday, they'll be playing this arrangement of the
I
song.
wasn't playing this.
Do you want some paper and a pen?
Definitely. Sweat and tears of many musicians have been on this clipboard.
But good to see you, Brandon. It's been a minute.
I hate you.
What is that high symbol called up there? Teach me. What's the China? That's, if you can include the China somewhere in the arrangement, that would be excellent.
Oh, good. Yeah. Yeah.
And that little splash there too.
All right, go. Stop. From the top. Stop. Sorry, I'm not giving you like the really happy vibes. This is not what I wanted to do this morning.
Listen, we're just repaying the favor, you know?
Wow. I've done this like 4 times.
Nothing like the 5th.
All right, from the top.
Dude, we got you good.
You sure did.
He's so mad.
Can you go from that ride part?
What are you writing down right now? Are you listening for the form
what
right
do
now?
you want to know, Kevin?
I want to know.
I'm trying to learn how to play an 11/8. I'm trying to think of the 11s in a longer phrase. So instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, it's kind of like one longer phrase of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. 5 quarter notes and an 8th note. It's kind of the code.
Who is going to need to learn this?
From the solo. That's weird. It's kind of like a songo.
I was just really trying to pick a really hard songo for you.
Yeah.
That guy doesn't stick to something, you know? Who's that guy playing the piano?
That's how stressed you are, hey? You can just like let it out for a sec. Like, it's okay to cry.
Okay, so we're moving into section 3 of the song, the drum part. Oh, 7 bars?
Why not?
7
It'd be rude
bars?
to do 8. The song's an 11, bro.
Can you go end of the disco? The rumba clave. Da-ga-da-da-ga-da-ga. Boom, back in. Stop there. That ride part. One more time. Wow! From the 3/4. Okay, can we just hear like the ending? Same spot. We're gonna do this a few times. Same spot. Again. Again. Oh God. Same spot. Again. It's so quick. All right. One more time. So it's like a bar of like 5, 16. Okay. I think I have the whole chart.
Perfect timing. So, Jesus, this is Brandon. This is
What's
the
up,
drummer.
Jesus?
We are currently...
Good, man. Oh, it's going. You're a madman.
Just make it groove. Remember that the 1 is the most important.
Especially in 11.
So, Jesus, what made you come up with this arrangement in 11?
Being bored about the jam sessions in Berkeley, playing the same arrangement of like in Tunisia was the thing that made me, you know what, I want to do this standard in a different way because I am bored to death playing the same way all the time. The jam sessions really good, so that's...
Yeah.
So the solution was to make it in 11, which is crazy.
Actually, I didn't think about 11. I was thinking more on the groove. And after, oh my God, that's in 11. I never thought about I'm going to do it on purpose in 11.
Yeah.
See that I am changing a lot of things that goes over the song. So,
So good.
can't wait to watch the video.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Thanks for the call, Jesus.
Yeah.
I'll leave you to it. Surprised you didn't try to jab me with one of these drumsticks while I was...
Just wait till you open the door. Can we actually, is it possible to loop?
We don't do that around here.
No, we don't do that here. Oh!
Yeah, we can loop it, dude.
It's gonna be so hard. I just may need to simplify it a little bit.
I am hearing something, but I cannot execute it. This is the case.
All right, let's try it again. And then maybe I'll earn a bottle of water or something.
If you're lucky. We'll see about that, though. I feel like a little like Latino flair coming out of you a little bit. You're starting to get a little bit fancier, dude. Let's go.
This is really hard. We're gonna be here a while.
Again?
Yep. If you want to learn how to play the song I was supposed to play, you can go learn how to play I Will Not Bow by Breaking Benjamin over on Muzora. It's going to be a great lesson on the Breaking Benjamin kit. All this you've seen me play is not what you're going to learn there. You don't want to learn this. You want to go learn what we were supposed to do. I've broken the song into 4 sections. So section 1 is kind of the head of the song. Section 2, piano solo, start on the hi-hats. Going into the drum solo. Back into section 4. It's kind of a reprise of section 1. And then just the outro section, which is throwing me for a loop.
HR has told me that while I can lock you in the studio, I can't withhold water from you. So Tyson is gonna come in and give you some water.
Do another one!
Well, Brandon, looks like we finally found a song that's a real challenge for you, hey?
This is really hard.
Is that 11/8, the time signature?
Yeah. it's really hard.
Oh man, you're getting what you deserve. But it's honestly, man, it sounded really good.
Thanks, man.
How long have you been at it for?
I don't know, 2 hours?
Hell yeah, buddy.
Yeah, we'll keep going. Okay, again. Can you punch from the swing section? Same spot. From the solo? Kevin, this is messed up, man.
Look at the carnage, dude.
The last 3, 4. Bar of 5. It's so hot in here, holy.
What's the matter, bro? You can't count?
Can't count! Ah! The Roomba! No!
Yeah, it's up to 16.5.
16.5, that's almost room temperature. I'm playing too long? The hell? Same spot. I'm playing too long somewhere. One more time? That was good?
Brandon, this is supposed to be a fun take.
I know.
Have fun.
I'm trying to.
Smile, bro.
That's really hard. That was bullshit. Top of the solo.
There are a lot of really fun moments in that take.
I hated it.
You hated the whole thing.
This is gonna come back to you.
No, this is it. This is the end of the beef.
You will learn this.
This is where the beef ends.
You will learn this song on piano.
Yeah, that'll take me like 3 months.
We'll start now. All the pieces are there. We just need to do this in a take.
Brandon, are you ready for your final take?
We'll see.
landing on the China.
And we got the bell too.
And time. Congratulations.
I hate you.
Being put through the absolute ringer. How are you feeling right now, Brando?
A little tired. Especially considering I've got to film this Breaking Benjamin video. I've thrown a lot of shade at you today, but thank you for putting me in the hot seat. The odd time, the styles of music, there was Latin stuff in here, some jazz stuff, shots, like tons of stuff, and I just scratched the surface with this, but I think that just goes to show the fun of learning music. And as you probably realized watching on the channel, this is a piano and Drumeo collab. We teach all instruments here at Musora, and as you can tell, we like to have a lot of fun doing it. And our students love jumping into new songs and new styles of music. So come join us. There's a free trial down in the description. Kevin, thanks, man. This will come around once more. Mark my words.
Listen, I think we've seen enough. We can end it here. We can truce, we can spit on it. Friends?
We are never friends.
All right, Brando, thanks for being a good sport, man.
Get out of here, Kevin.
That's a wrap, baby. All right.
Do this.
Violations arise related to the disclosures under both FASB 123R and Internal Revenue Code Section 409A.
You forgot about the Sarbanes-Oxley Act of 02.
The statute of limitations renders Sarbanes-Oxley moot post-2007.
And not if you can find actions to cover up the violation as established in the Sixth Circuit, May 2008.
It's impressive, but you're sitting at a computer.
I'm playing hearts. If you want to beat me, you're gonna have to do it as something else.
I need a grown goddamn man.
You give me this, and I will work as hard as it takes to school those Harvard douches and become the best lawyer you have ever seen.
I'm inclined to give you a shot, but what if I decide to go another way?
I'd say that's fine. Sometimes I like to hang out with people who aren't that bright, too. You know, just to see how the other half lives.
Move over. I'm emailing the firm I found our next associate.
This is Patrick J. Adams.
Here comes some acting, I'm gonna act my face off.
And before Suits, that acting didn't come easy.
I had been a professional guest star for about 10 years. I had been on a bunch of pilots that had failed.
I had actually gotten fired from a job a few months prior to the audition, and I was sort of at rock bottom.
And it was public, and it was in the trades. They called me and told me that they didn't want me anymore, but the director was like, but I'm not letting you go. You're gonna come back, and we're gonna shoot scenes, and we're gonna show them. And I was like, dude, please don't do this to me.
Almost more embarrassing.
Yeah, don't do this to me.
I was out of work, and I thought, I think I might just give this up and move on and try something else. And then this script came through into the pilot episode of this show. Is about a young guy, you know, finding his way in a situation where he gets to look at his peers and say, give me this job, give me this shot. I've worked so hard for this. And so I was sort of primed for that moment to sit in front of a bunch of network executives and say, trust me, I've got this.
Mike's a fraud, right? He's like making it up as he goes along. And I think that was part of what like really drew me to it, was like, oh, I can bring that part of myself to this guy. Like, I have no idea what I'm doing.
This guy, Patrick, walks in and it's like, where have you been my whole life? I mean, how can you be that talented, that good looking, and that charming and wonderful?
It was just the easiest audition I ever had.
Once we started shooting the pilot,
Look, I have to put my own interests above yours. It's nothing personal. You're fired.
And I was like, whoa, this is different.
Wait, so you're worried that if I stay, then they might find out that you lied about me and you'll lose your license. But if you fire me, then I could tell them that you lied about me and you definitely lose your license.
Are you telling me that if I throw you under the bus, you're gonna drag me with you?
But you put your interests above mine, and I'm just putting mine back up next to yours.
You're rehired.
We thought Gabriel was the perfect guy for it, honestly. And Gabriel was, you know, a star and didn't really want to read, and he didn't. But he had to, but he didn't. He gave the worst audition pretty much in history. And we knew. It was like, you just don't want to do it. You don't want, we get it, but you're great and we don't want to do it.
It's very hard to make a living doing what we do. And, you know, there's tons of failure. It's failure after failure after failure.
But he was coming with his life experience. You know, he'd done a ton of work, and he was a movie star in a lot of ways. He'd done a lot of huge films. And
my father's an actor, and I saw the ups and downs in his career. You know, you see the failures that came along with being an actor, and you see the successes. And if you feel like this is what you're here to do, to tell stories, to move people, then you stick with it.
Gabriel and I started, we didn't chemistry read together. We had no chemistry read.
Yeah.
We had nothing like that. And I had the part first because they wanted to get Mike cast. They really wanted Gabriel, and then finally he signed on. And I think both of us got to that point where we both are on something, but we don't know this other person. So I called his people and I said, can we make a lunch happen? I would love to sit down with Gabriel. We went and sat down, and I think we were really nervous because we thought, this is the person who I'm potentially going to be working really closely with for a long time.
And this is the whole show right here. This is
it.
The comedic chemistry between Macht and Adams is undeniable, especially in the first couple of seasons. And to me, it's what made the show.
Hey, Mike, when I'm here and you're here. Okay, bro? What are you, Luke Perry? Yo, bro. When it's here, and then I'm here.
Has anybody ever told you you have a giant forehead?
Has anyone told you your hair looks like it's afraid of your face?
Everywhere I go, people recognize the show, they recognize the character. This guy's a total workaholic, type A, aggressive, brash lawyer.
Life is this. I like this.
You know, that's just, it's not me, but I stand up straight and I do say the lines and I convince people that I am this guy.
But Macht wasn't the only cast member Adams had incredible chemistry with.
I've never seen that movie.
You.
What? It's black and white.
So are you.
Ugh. Okay, what's your... just went in and auditioned for it. I think Patrick was the first one who was cast. And so I'd gone and auditioned. I thought it was one of the worst auditions I had ever done, and didn't realize that behind closed doors, they disagreed with me on that fact and brought me back to test for it. I tested with Patrick.
I was behind that closed door when they disagreed with her. She came in, we had known each other from another failed pilot long ago that we had worked on together. And so when she came in, I knew she was nervous and thought she hadn't done well. And as soon as the door closed, their eyes went wide and they were like, well, that's it. And they're done.
Rachel could have been cast as a blonde-haired, blue-eyed girl, and they really embraced changing the landscape of television in that way. Aaron, too, would say, that prosecutor could have been anyone. He's always like, we just want the best talent. It's colorblind casting. It's like, I don't care if it's a man or if it's a woman or what color they are. I just want the best actor for the job. You can use it.
Use it. We are going to pat it down all over their asses with it.
You know, Rick Hoffman is somebody who I admire. He plays Lewis on the show, and I think he's one of just like the most naturally gifted people I've ever worked with.
To have a character like Lewis start off as just your typical, you know, one-level kind of douche who, you know, walks around every once in a while and checks up on the newbie and gives him shit. The evolution of you know, the guy as a real human being. It's a combination of a couple of things.
Rick was sort of the elder statesman of the whole group, only because he had been through so much of this before. He'd been through so many failed shows. He was just such a disaster. His career was really right there in the gutter.
It was always my intention to take this person that you hated and try to make you love them over time. He can turn a story, he can lead a story, he can be a comedic engine, he can be a supporting player, he can do everything. If Rick weren't as good of an actor as he is, then Ethan Lewis couldn't do that.
I'm an observer of people, and I watch people do things that aren't so, you know, cool all the time, and I, for some reason, can tap into those types of behavior.
I cannot. I'm sorry. I want to, but I can't.
Gabriel gave me the script and asked me to audition for the role of Donna.
Wow.
We met back in 1993 doing theater. We were fast friends. We've always had a relationship, like we're brother and sister. We've been roommates.
And so I knew that there was an opportunity there for at least a really dynamic boss-secretary relationship.
I was old enough to have done many pilots and to know that you can be incredibly invested in something and it doesn't go anywhere.
When I first read her on the page, I did see that she had a lot of heart and a great sense of humor, and I sensed that she was an empath. But there was, you know, just a little bit there. But what I did know that my old friend Gabriel Macht was going to be playing Harvey Specter. It was so easy and natural and just like butter, just hanging out, playing a scene.
Anyone who's seen the pilot, speaking of, can you imagine Suits without Donna? You know this scene I'm talking about.
You are 5 minutes late. Is there a reason why I should let you in?
She's in between the two guys. They're talking. And
I'm just trying to ditch the cops, okay?
And she just is looking from one to the other, and you just feel the glue. You feel like, I just want to hang out with these people.
There's something I need to tell you.
No need to apologize.
That's not what it is.
You're not getting a raise.
Gina had to read in front of all the executives, and she was so clearly nervous. We all knew she was the only person coming in.
At the beginning, it was incredibly frustrating that I was sort of this untouchable, mystical, magical creature. But that kind of served me in the end, you know? Because when you're an actor, you want to use all the crayons in your box. And I had to find a very sort of ninja way of using my crayons. And I think that kind of worked in unexpected and great ways.
Gina is fierce. She is so perfectly cast as Jessica Pearson. There is a quality about Gina that is so regal.
Regally hot. You're an idiot. Jessica Pearson. Good night, Harvey.
That I remember there's one scene that I have with her, and she just like walked toward me and she had this posturing. I was so, I forgot my lines in the scene because I was so unnerved by it. And like, there's something about like when she's in character, it's just whoosh.
Then why are you telling me?
Because I helped her cover for him.
Are you saying I should fire you too?
I am saying that we made a mistake.
How often do you get an example of a woman that just typifies excellence?
Right.
Everything about her was impeccable. She was the smartest person in the room. This isn't chess. It's dominoes. Now, the first case might be tough, but after that, one by one, and when it's all said and done, I'll be the last one standing, holding a big, fat check in my hand. She knew how to get things done. She dressed for the masses. She was ridiculously perfect. And she was fearless. And so people want to be that.
I originally wrote Suits as a spec script to get a job on a show. I never thought it would sell in a million years. So I had no episode 2 in mind.
You know, our show was originally about people in finance because our showrunner, Aaron Korsh, worked in finance. But you don't make shows about finance. You can't have things that happen on a weekly basis in that world and keep it interesting and dynamic.
And the network said, we like it, but they needed to do what was called a procedural, right? Like they needed something that had a case of the week, like a law show or a doctor show or something like that. So I thought, all right, if it's going to be a case of the week, they have to be lawyers. Once we did that, I actually thought it made it ultimately much better because the consequences of being a fake lawyer, it's much different. You know, it's a bigger deal. The first version of the script I wrote, they were like, you lost the magic of the Wall Street version in writing this first script. And they basically made me start from scratch. And no joke, I had like a 3-month nervous breakdown. I couldn't write a thing because they gave me like all these different notes. And I thought like, if I listen to this note, it violates this note. If I want to do this, it's going to violate that. I couldn't do anything for like months. And then finally I was like, I gotta finish this thing or I'm gonna go crazy. So I just wrote, and I was like, I said, forget these notes. I'm just writing another version. And I basically handed the script in. I was like, here's your script. And I thought it sucked. I mean, I didn't know. It was so in my head. Anyway, I handed it in, and then they said they were gonna make it, and I was like, oh shit.
Obviously, the premise of the show is this guy is a fake lawyer, he's a fraud. And you can only play the danger of him getting caught so many times.
But the network did have a problem with the script.
USA was pretty scared. For those of you familiar with the pilot, we meet Mike. He's a drug dealer.
Like a nice drug dealer.
He's a
friendly
sweetheart.
drug dealer you
and
like.
you can bring it home.
Yeah.
Drug dealer you like.
You bring home to mom.
Better be a charming drug dealer, right? But we said, yeah, let's do it. And it was a little bit outside our comfort zone, but just enough.
I mean, I'm serious. I almost got caught today. I've got to stop getting stoned.
Most of the things that were in the show, I didn't think about, we need to do this, right? I don't, that's not sort of how I write.
But one thing he did need to do was captivate the audience. And nothing did that more than the chemistry between Mike and Harvey.
Lewis knows.
Lewis knows what? My dirty little secret. You're Canadian?
I think Aaron Korsh did the smart thing by using the first season as the two guys centering on their relationship and then peppering in the other four characters very slowly to sort of ease the audience in to the show.
Aaron was so supportive from the beginning of, joking around, trying new things, changing the line, whatever we could do to make the scene work. And you can't do that if you're not with people that you really trust.
Thank you for getting me off.
Just sorry. Is that really the line?
Is it getting me out or getting me
Getting you out.
off?
It's out.
When I was a writer's assistant, on every show that I worked on, the actors at the end of every scene would improvise, 2 or 3 lines. And I always thought they were the funniest lines.
Have you been watching The Godfather?
Bada beep, bada bap, bada boop. I've been trying to come up with some common ground to expand our friendship. So sue me. And if you sue me, you're gonna sleep with the fishes. And if you smack the table again, you're not gonna just sleep with the fishes. A horse is gonna sit in your bed bleeding to death, and you're gonna sit there on your own self.
There's something about when you make something up, they would be riffing off each other. You can't create that. If you'd have written those same 4 lines and they were performing them, it wouldn't have been as good.
What did I do? You put the hazards on, you dick. Okay.
There we go. So when we did Suits, if the actors ad-libbed something funny, I did everything I could to put it in.
Do I look clueless to you?
Another problem was the show's New York setting.
One office, the city.
The city was part of its DNA, but filming there wasn't financially viable.
Yeah, I can't get him anything in New York.
I'm not talking about New York.
In the establishing shots of the Pearson Specter building, you may have noticed this is a KPMG logo, and this is not New York, it's Toronto, which, if you've never been, is essentially the New York of Canada.
Stretch, stop breathing. Everybody, stop moving. Toronto, shut up.
With the exception of the pilot, all filming took place in Toronto, which wasn't without its awkward moments.
When we're at Bay and Adelaide and it's a nighttime scene that we're shooting outside on location there, we'll have yellow cabs in to sort of make it feel like New York, but you'll get your occasional just local folks who are out at dinner or maybe a little tipsy trying to get into our taxis. We're like, it's not real.
Getting to shoot the show in my hometown, I left Toronto thinking, when you leave your hometown, you're like, I don't know if I'm ever coming back here. I'm moving on with it. So to have left Toronto thinking I was done with it and to return to it, to have this professional experience that changed the course of my life, really reshaped that city for me, and it made it such a sort of special homecoming.
My name is Gabriel Macht, and I play Harvey Specter on the new show Suits for USA, which is premiering. We're really excited about the launch, and we hope you are too, so come and join us.
When Suits debuted, it was vying for eyeballs against legendary competition.
In those first few years, it was just whatever we needed to do to make this scene funnier, better, work. Not that they would give us free range, but it was we were all coming in with that same energy we described as young people in a theater. What can we do to make this scene as good as possible? This scene's good. What more can we do? I can do this. I can do that. Now, granted, that ended up, 15-hour shooting days, but we were all so excited and passionate in those first few years.
I think it's so successful because of the characters, really. I mean, I've said it before. I think the way that they're constructed, if it was a show about a hospital or about a school or anything else, it really doesn't matter, and people really relate to them.
It has everything to do with the other 5 actors that put their heart and souls into these characters. And because of the fun we're having out there in Toronto when we're working, I think that somehow comes through. And maybe people feel like they want to have fun too.
For the first 12 years, Suits had a solid but modest following.
I would hear from some woman tell me their brother or their niece or nephew or parents were starting to become addicted to it.
Until it caught a massive break in 2023.
And then Netflix picked it up, and then the next thing I know, it's everybody in the world is watching Suits.
I think with any job, if you're working with the same people that closely for now 5 years of your life, yes, of course we're a family.
But in television, families don't always last forever.
In the final season, Megan obviously wasn't able to be in as many scenes due to her personal commitments at that time.
We knew she was excited, and there was reason to keep it, close to the vest.
We worked together for so many years on a show. It's such an amazing experience to be able. We were with each other for longer than we went to college or high school with our friends. So,
Donna, Jessica, Mike, Rachel, and Harvey, they appreciate me. They're my family. I'm asking you, please don't make me leave my family.
But breaking up that family threw a wrench into the writers' plans for Mike and Rachel.
If Megan was gonna leave, I made the decision that I'm like, look, I think this marriage is gonna work out. It just seemed like it was gonna work out. She didn't know it, I didn't know it, but I'm like, I'm gonna bet on her happiness. It's a lot easier to undo her leaving at the last minute than to have to come up with her leaving at the last minute.
Naturally, the next one to leave was Adams.
Patrick told me about his decision to go. He gave me a lot of time, I didn't want Patrick to go. He just felt it was best for him at the time.
When did you get so soft?
It's been 7 seasons.
You're so soft.
It's been a long time. I love you.
I also, just on a personal level, had been away from, my girlfriend, who's now my wife. For 7 years, we had been long distance from each other, and I just really wanted to go home and start that part of my life.
Losing Megan and Patrick is a huge artery of our show.
Like most shows, the later seasons never captured the brilliance of the initial ones. But every time I rewatch that pilot, it reminds me that anyone...
It was my dream to be a lawyer. I got knocked into a different life.
No matter their failures...
And I have been wishing for a way back ever since.
If they persist...
You give me this, and I will work as hard as it takes.
Always has a shot.
Move over. Emailing the firm I found her next to says.
I'm Adam. This is Screen Puff. If you enjoyed watching this as much as I enjoyed creating...
Get hip to that, Daddy, or skit scat out of the house. And we don't know how to end these shows anymore, so we just do nonsense.
That was an animated drum solo, or I guess an animated percussion solo. And this is episode 9 of watching a bunch of animated drum clips and ranking them on a tier list based on how well the animation portrays what actually happened in the soundtrack. And this one, I thought it was not very good, okay? Because, yeah, you can see on the sheet music, the notes kind of go all up and down all over the place, and he is just kind of rolling on 2 notes, like be-do, 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 be-do. I thought the only accurate one was the last note. That one landed on time, although the transcription, it's a 3-note chord, and Peter's gonna need a 3rd mallet for that to be correct. So yeah, I'm thinking this one's gonna score towards the bottom, which is unfortunate, because yeah, Family Guy, there's been a few other episodes that have scored well, so I guess they just didn't take that much time with this one. But in order for me to be completely sure, we are gonna do the WAP, what was actually played, where I go frame by frame and add each drum note to see if it sounds anything like it did in the original clip. And we'll also do the whistle, what it should look like, where I play the part and we can actually see what it looks like compared to the animation. So let's do those things. Yeah, as I expected, that was pretty terrible and not even close. So this one is gonna get F tier. Alright, we got a classic here. Okay. I was actually pretty close there. Uh-oh. Alright, we got the duck going. I thought the drumming parts were a little better than the duck parts. Alright, yeah, let's go. Yes, the gliss was done pretty well there. Wow, that's not bad considering this is almost 100 years old, this cartoon. Yeah, I thought all this stuff was pretty close, not completely accurate. I think that the duck, like, I don't know, these rhythms being played down here is like not matching what whatever's going on with the screaming of the our poor tortured duck and spiel for reasons to use the Spock head and test it out.
What kind of a sick school is this?
Comedy is a viewing message about somebody to think real. But how could one mission for School of Rock, and that was to make the music feel real. But how could they pull it off with a cast of children? Well, they made sure that all the child actors learned how to actually play their instruments. There was no faking or miming. The young cast, including some of Joan Cusack's hilarious on-screen students, trained for weeks before filming even began. Professional music coaches worked with them on everything from guitar to bass, drums, and more. And here's where it gets even more cool. During filming, the kids perform live whenever possible. Full band scenes featured raw and genuine performances from students, and many of their live recordings made it onto the movie's legendary soundtrack. This dedication to real musicianship set School of Rock apart, and it's one of the reasons the film still rocks audiences today. Every single note, chord, and drum beat feels alive because it really is. Number 14. The role of Dewey Finn was written specifically for Jack Black. Did you know that the role of Dewey Finn wasn't only given to Jack Black, it was actually created for him? The crazy guitar-playing super fun substitute teacher that we all love in the movie was created with Jack Black in mind from the start. By the time that School of Rock was in the works, Jack Black was already gaining attention as a rock-obsessed comedian. Movies like High Fidelity, along with his band Tenacious D, had shown everyone just how perfectly he could mix comedy, acting, and real-life rock star energy.
Okay? Well, it's just one problem there. The band is mine!
Director Richard Linklater and writer Mike White saw this amazing combo of talent and thought, why not build an entire character around him? The script was completely tailored for Jack Black. They used his natural humor and ability to improv on the spot, along with his larger-than-life energy, in order to make Dewey Finn hilarious, charming, and so unpredictable. Many of those laugh-out-loud moments in the movie weren't even planned, but instead Jack Black made them up on the spot. And because of his real musical experience, Dewey feels like a totally believable rock star leading a group of kids into a battle of the bands. Without Jack Black, there would be no Dewey Finn. The role and the actor are inseparable, and that's what gives School of Rock its magic.
Now hold up now. Just because you're not in the band doesn't mean you're not in the band. We need backup singers who can sing.
Number 13. Jack Black spent weeks rehearsing with the kids. By 2003, Jack Black was a rising star, known for his wild comedy and musical talent. The fans loved him for roles like High Fidelity and his rock comedy band Tenacious D, but for School of Rock, he had to go above and beyond and become a real-life rock and roll teacher. He spent weeks rehearsing with the kids before the filming even began. It wasn't just simple stuff either. Jack dove headfirst into turning the group of young actors into a believable band. They would practice everything from timing and basic guitar to learning full-on songs, and he worked with them so that they could perform live together for real.
Okay, listen up, you guys. We only have one song to let these guys know who we are, so I think we should play Zax.
It didn't stop there, though. He also led improv games to make the scenes feel more natural and fun, which helped the kids to loosen up and connect so that their chemistry on camera felt genuine. Jack even focused on building trust with his young co-stars, and he wanted the classroom to feel alive, as though they were all part of something special. As a result, Jack Black wasn't only acting like a band leader, he was actually being one. Number 12. Jack Black had to get permission from Led Zeppelin. One of the most epic moments in the movie takes place when his character performs a version of Led Zeppelin's iconic Immigrant Song, but getting Led Zeppelin's music into any movie is not easy. Led Zeppelin is one of the greatest and most influential groups in music history, known for their amazing tracks like Stairway to Heaven and Whole Lotta Love. And they have a reputation for keeping super tight control over where and how the music is used. They almost never allow their songs to be in a movie, especially not in a funny or reimagined way. However, Jack Black and the production team were not about to give up. They knew that having that song in the film would be a game changer. Imagine children performing one of rock and roll's most legendary anthems in a hilarious classroom setting. And to make it happen, Jack honored Led Zeppelin's legacy by learning the song in depth. He worked hard and nailed every detail of the performance with respect and energy that stayed true to the band's iconic style.
What you say? I'm not turning into a robot. Do my job day after day, and they don't want any left. No, so
The production team had to convince Led Zeppelin and their representatives to give the green light, and they had to show the band that their masterpiece would be treated with care, even in the middle of a comedic movie. With so much effort, Led Zeppelin, known for rarely saying yes to song licensing, actually agreed, and thanks to their approval, School of Rock delivered an unforgettable burst of musical energy, giving audiences a genuine rock and roll experience. Number 11. The kids formed real bands after the movie. After playing their roles in School of Rock, several of the child actors actually took their musical talent to the real world. The kids were so inspired by the experience that they decided to pursue music beyond the set. For example, there's Miranda Cosgrove. She played the uptight and lovable Summer Hathaway, but her own career after the film was far from ordinary. She jumped into a music career, releasing pop songs and performing live alongside of her acting. While her style leaned more toward pop than rock, you can't deny that her time in School of Rock had given her a taste of the stage and spotlight.
All right, Summer, belt it.
Memory all alone in the moonlight.
Stop. Okay, good. That's pretty good.
Then there's Kevin Clark, who played Freddie Jones, the spirited drummer. His love for music did not stop when the cameras did. He kept drumming in real bands and performing passionately until his tragic passing in 2021. He credited the movie as a life-changing experience that set him on his musical path, and it's both inspiring and heartbreaking at the same time. Many of the cast members had stayed connected and never left their instruments behind, reportedly reuniting for jam sessions or even small performances every once in a while. It's like their on-screen band became something real and lasting. That intense music training that they had to go through for the film had given them the real skills and confidence they needed, and it turned a fun acting gig into a launch pad for genuine musical journeys. Who would have thought that what began as a film project about kids discovering rock and roll would end up sparking a love for music which lasted long after the credits rolled? Number 10. The famous classroom guitar lessons were partially improvised. The classroom scenes in the film were alive with real and unscripted magic, and many of the guitar lessons and jam sessions that you see on the screen were only partially planned. The script laid down a solid structure, but the director was not afraid to shake it up. He encouraged the cast to go off script, especially during moments where Jack Black's character connected with the students. And Jack Black himself, with his famous humor and musical flair, would often improv the jokes, the riffs, and even bits of music instruction in real time. Just imagine being a young actor reacting naturally to Jack Black's unpredictable energy. Sometimes they made mistakes, sometimes they joked back, and all of the moments stayed in the final cut. Even some of the musical exercises you see on the screen were not in the script at all. Born out of a mixture of rehearsal and real on-set creativity, the energy that Jack Black brought not only lit up the screen, but also inspired the kids to respond in ways that felt both real and unscripted. Number 9. Jack Black performed most of the guitar scenes himself. Rather than faking his way through the guitar scenes in School of Rock, Jack Black actually played almost all of them himself. Being a talented musician, he brought his rock skills to real life on the screen. Thanks to his experience in music with his band Tenacious D, he could strum chords, shred solos, and roll out riffs like a true rock star, all while staying in character. Whether it was during classroom scenes or the final Battle of the Band showdown, the guitar sounds that you hear and see are all Jack's own work. The young cast was learning their instruments, but Black's authentic playing gave the entire film its rock-solid energy.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. And if you wanna be the teacher's pet, baby, you just better forget it.
Even during fast solos and finger-blurring riffs, it was Jack Black who made it believable that Dewey Finn wasn't only a wannabe, he was actually the real deal. The camera angles may have highlighted the kids' participation, but if you're looking for the actual core performance, it was built around Jack Black's insane guitar talent. Number 8. The movie helped launch the real-life School of Rock music program. Who would have thought that a hilarious film about a wannabe rock star would inspire something as incredible as a real-life music revolution? After School of Rock became a smash hit, Paul Green, the film's music coach and the one who had trained the kids, had already founded the School of Rock music program in 1998. But it wasn't until the movie's success that his creation truly became legendary. The program is like stepping straight into the movie, teaching children and teens how to rock out just like real bands, with full-on rehearsal, epic live performances, and shows that are led by the students themselves. And it feels familiar because a lot of the ideas came from how the movie cast was trained in their roles. Suddenly, the School of Rock brand exploded internationally, locations popped up all over the place, and what began as a fun film premise would turn into a global movement, proving that kids learning rock music was a real thing and life-changing. Number 7. The crowd at the Battle of the Bands finale was mostly real fans. Imagine how far filmmakers had to go to make a movie feel real and alive. And for the epic Battle of the Bands scene, they wanted it to look and feel like an actual concert. So instead of relying on only actors pretending to cheer, they brought in real music fans. Many of those in the audience were local people who were actual music fans, and they loved music, as well as friends and family of the young actors. This decision added a brand new layer of energy and excitement that could not be faked. On the set, filmmakers encouraged the audience to react naturally, whether it meant clapping, shouting, or chanting, and because none of it was scripted, the cheers and applause were raw and real, just like at a real concert itself. The cameras worked from different angles, capturing the mixture of extras and real fans blending together, and that made the crowd feel huge, alive, and electric, just like you would experience at an actual rock show. Adding to that magic, Jack Black and the talented child cast members were performing real live music. By putting genuine fans in the middle of the action, filmmakers created a finale that was bursting with the kind of energy you would only get when people truly love what they're seeing.
And now, baby, oh, I'm alive. Right now, I am alive. And if you wanna be the teacher's man, well, baby, you just better forget it.
Number 6. Several parents of the child actors were professional musicians. Some of the talented young cast of School of Rock didn't only learn their parts on set, they had music flowing through their veins thanks to their families. Several of the children came from musically inclined households where parents were actual professional musicians, and this crazy fact would help the stars to shine bright beyond what anyone would expect. Take Kevin Clark, for example, the actor who played Freddie Jones. He grew up in a family that loved music, especially drumming, and his natural talent and rhythm and skill at playing tricky beats came from his strong foundation at home. Thanks to his musically talented family, that performance felt smooth and natural on the screen. Then there's Miranda Cosgrove, who played Summer Hathaway, the determined and confident class manager. Her early exposure to music through her family's encouragement had given her the self-assurance she needed to own her role. She wasn't only acting, you could feel the confidence that she carried from her real-life background. Besides those two, many of the other cast members had similar stories. Some, their parents were guitarists, others pianists, and few were even involved in music education. This meant that the kids had already built essential skills and practice habits before ever stepping onto the set. The solid musical foundation had given scenes like classroom lessons and the epic battle of the bands an unmatched authenticity, and it's part of what made the performance feel so raw, believable, and exciting. Number 5. Mike White, the writer, also played Ned Schneebly. Mike White, the brilliant mind behind the screenplay, took on the role of Ned Schneebly, Dewey Finn's serious and rule-following roommate. But Ned is actually the real substitute teacher whose name Dewey uses to get into the school and kick off his wild rock and roll adventures.
I did something bad, Ned.
No.
Yeah, they called looking for a sub, and I said I was you just to make some money, but then I got there, and the kids, they rock, man.
Mike White's known for creating stories that mix comedy along with sharp social commentary like Nacho Libre and the HBO series Enlightened. But in School of Rock, alongside writing the story, he also made sure that it all came to life on screen by casting himself as Ned. Mike White had complete control over how the character reacted to Dewey's outlandish behavior, giving everyone the perfect moments of humor and disbelief. Ned's the total opposite of Jack Black's wild and ridiculous Dewey, and the contrast is what made the comedy so unforgettable. By playing Ned, Mike White ensured that the script's humor stayed as sharp as he had imagined, and it's like he bridged the gap between the writing and the performances so that everything felt seamless. Without Ned and his responsible personality, Dewey's chaotic energy would not have been as funny or impactful. Number 4. Jack Black based Dewey's personality on real rock legends. When Jack Black brought Dewey Finn to life in School of Rock, he was channeling some of the most wild rock legends of all time. Imagine taking bits and pieces from the biggest names in rock and roll and putting them all into one hilariously chaotic character. Jack Black got ideas for Dewey from famous rock stars like Kurt Cobain, Axl Rose, and more. In fact, he used Kurt Cobain's raw energy and rebellious attitude, Axl Rose's wild behavior and flashy presence, and even Slash inspired Dewey's cool style, swagger, and confidence. All of those traits made Dewey a fun and unforgettable character, and Jack Black mixed them all into one chaotic and hilarious role. Instead of only copying the legends, he fused their traits with his own comedic genius, and his knack for improv and real-life experience as a rock star went together perfectly. The result became a character who felt like a true rock god, but with a comedic flair that made him unforgettable. Dewey Finn was a chaotic and funny and authentic genius who somehow made you believe.
I'll see you guys later. Come on. Gosh.